There is a strange kind of sadness that is hard to explain. It is not always dramatic. It is not always visible. You still answer messages. You still do what needs to be done. You still show up where people expect you to show up. But somewhere inside, it feels like you have gone quiet. The things that used to feel natural now feel forced. Your reactions feel delayed. Your laughter feels thinner. Even your own choices can start to feel unfamiliar, as if you are watching yourself live a life you did not fully choose. And the most confusing part is this. Nothing may look obviously wrong from the outside. People may think you are fine. You may even tell yourself you are fine. But privately, you keep feeling it. I do not feel like myself anymore. This is heavy because it makes you question everything. Your personality, your motivation, your relationships, your future. You may wonder if you have changed too much, lost something important, or become disconnected from the person you used to be. But this feeling is usually not proof that your real self has disappeared. It is often a sign that some part of you has been overloaded, silenced, or left without space for too long. Feeling like yourself is not about being happy every day. It is the feeling of inner alignment. You may still have problems, but you recognize your own voice inside them. When that connection breaks, you may keep functioning, but you stop feeling present in your own life. One reason this happens is emotional over-adaptation. This is when you spend so long adjusting to people, pressure, responsibilities, or conflict that you slowly move away from your own natural responses. You say yes when you want to pause. You stay calm when you want to speak honestly. You act capable when you feel tired. You become easy for others to deal with, but harder for yourself to recognize. Over time, your mind learns. My real response is inconvenient, so I should edit it. Self-control has a place. But if you are always managing your tone and preparing the acceptable version of you, you begin to lose contact with the unfiltered parts of yourself. Not because they are gone, because they are rarely allowed to breathe. A second reason is chronic mental pressure. When your mind stays in problem-solving mode for too long, life starts to feel like a list of threats, duties, and unfinished tasks. You wake up and immediately feel what has to be handled. You move through the day trying to stay ahead. Even small decisions feel heavier than they should. In that state, your system does not prioritize creativity, playfulness, curiosity, or self-expression. It prioritizes getting through, keeping things stable, avoiding collapse. So if you feel less spontaneous, joyful, or emotionally available, it may mean your system has spent too much energy on endurance. The softer parts of you often go quiet when the stressed parts are always on duty. A third reason is living out of sync with your values. Sometimes you stop feeling like yourself because your daily life has slowly drifted away from what matters to you. Not in one dramatic moment, in small compromises. You wanted depth, but your days became rushed. You wanted creativity, but your energy went into maintenance. You wanted peace, but your environment stayed tense. You wanted honesty, but you kept choosing what would avoid discomfort. Eventually, your outer life and inner life start moving in different directions. And when that gap grows, you may feel strange even when things appear normal. This is why some people feel most disconnected during periods that look successful. They are meeting expectations, but the progress feels performed. The question is not only, am I doing enough? The deeper question is, does this still feel connected to who I am becoming? A fourth reason is emotional numbness. When feelings become too much, the mind sometimes protects you by turning the volume down. This can help for a while. It lets you continue when you cannot process everything at once. But when the volume stays low too long, you may start to feel distant from joy, sadness, excitement, desire, and even your own preferences. You may ask yourself simple questions and feel blank. What do I want? What do I enjoy? What do I need? What do I actually think? And instead of answers, there is fog. This fog can feel like emptiness. But numbness is not the absence of self. It is often a protective pause. Your mind may not be saying, there is nothing here. It may be saying, I do not feel safe enough, rested enough, or spacious enough to open everything right now. A fifth reason is identity lag. Sometimes you are changing, but your mind is still comparing you to an older version of you. The version who had more energy. The version who was more social. The version who believed different things. When life changes you, there is often a delay before your identity catches up. You may no longer fit your old patterns, but you have not fully built new ones yet. This can feel like being no one, but it may actually be transition. You are not returning to the exact person you used to be. You are trying to meet the person you are becoming. So what can you do? Start small. Not with a huge life reset, but with reconnection signals. First, ask, where in my life am I performing the most? Not performing as in being fake. Performing as in constantly adjusting yourself to be acceptable, useful, calm, impressive, available, or low maintenance. That area is usually where your real self has gone quiet. Second, ask, what have I stopped doing that used to make me feel more like me? It may be music, walking without a goal, writing things down, making something with your hands, slow conversations, learning, quiet mornings, being outdoors. Do not dismiss these as small things. Your identity often returns through small, familiar doors. Third, practice one honest preference each day. Say what you actually want. Choose something because you genuinely like it. Admit that you need rest. Say, I need time to think. Move one object in your room so it feels more like yours. The goal is not rebellion. The goal is contact. You are teaching your mind, my preferences still matter. Fourth, give your body a role in the reconnection. You cannot think your way back into yourself completely. Sometimes you need movement, sunlight, breath, water, sleep, silence, or a slower pace. The body often knows you are depleted before the mind can explain it. When you keep pushing from the neck up, life becomes abstract. When you return to the body, things become real again. There are also a few mistakes to avoid. Do not compare your current self to your most energetic season and call the difference failure. Different seasons require different versions of you. Do not assume that feeling unfamiliar means something is permanently wrong. Sometimes unfamiliarity means you are between identities. And do not fill every quiet moment just to avoid meeting yourself. The quiet may feel uncomfortable at first, but it is often where the signal comes back. You may not feel fully like yourself today, but that does not mean the self is gone. It may be buried under pressure. It may be tired from performing. It may be waiting behind numbness. It may be changing shape. The way back is not to force yourself into the old version of you. The way back is to create enough honesty, rest, space, and small choices that your inner voice can become audible again. Not all at once, not perfectly, but gradually. One honest preference, one quieter moment. One small return at a time. And maybe the question is not, how do I become my old self again? Maybe the better question is, what part of me is trying to come back, and what part of me is ready to become new?